Today we're diving into two incredibly strange but absolutely true stories. But before we get into them, if you're a fan of the strange, dark and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place. That's all we do. And we upload once a week, so if that sounds interesting to you, please invite the like button to go skydiving with you. But replace their parachute with an anvil. Also subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's stories. The Silent Twins. It was a quiet afternoon in the spring of 1990. A young mother was tidying up her home in Pingyang Township, a small rural community in southern China. She had almost finished when she suddenly heard something strange. Her 3-year-old twin daughters were crying. Now, if you've ever been around toddlers, you know they cry all the time. But not these girls. These girls never cried. In fact, they were eerily silent, always sleeping, never speaking a word. Their names were Shay and Sheng Wu, and their mother had grown increasingly worried about their unusual behavior. Even at 3 years old, they hadn't said their first words. They barely moved, barely played, just silence. A few days later, things seemed to be back to normal. The twins were silent again, sleeping most of the day. Their mother, relieved, went back to her chores. Then as she passed their nursery, she stopped dead in her tracks. There was a noise coming from inside the room, but it wasn't crying. She pressed her ear to the door, straining to listen, and then her blood ran cold. They were talking. At first, she wanted to rush in to witness this incredible milestone, but something told her to wait, so she just listened. And as she did, her skin prickled with fear. This wasn't baby babble. These were full conversations, not just sentences, complex adult-level discussions. And what they were saying made no sense. The twins were talking about people and events from a different village. A village their mother knew they had never visited, couldn't have even heard of. And yet they spoke about it in intricate detail.
That's my mother and father.
Then these tiny 3-year-olds told a gut-wrenching story. In their past lives, they had been best friends, not sisters. And 1 month before they were reborn, they had taken their own lives together. The details they gave were intimate, chilling, and impossible for them to know. And when the twins' mother asked the strangers if the story was true, they nodded. It was all true. Even to this day, no one has been able to explain how these children knew what they did. And Pingyang Township remains a hotspot for reincarnation.